On the wild, wind-beaten islands of Orkney, two ancient sites hide secrets that still don't make sense. Skara Brae and Maeshowe. Skara Brae is not just ruins. It's a 5,000-year-old village where homes still have beds, shelves, and doorways, as if people vanished overnight. No signs of war, no clear reason, just silence. Walk through it, and it feels like time suddenly stopped. Then there's Maeshowe, a simple grassy mound hiding a dark stone chamber built with shocking precision. Once a year, the setting sun sends a beam of light straight into its heart. But why build something so exact for just a few minutes of light? No one knows who these people truly were, how they mastered such skills, or why they disappeared. These places don't just show history, they challenge everything we think we understand about the ancient world. Maeshowe, what if a simple grassy hill was actually a doorway, not just into the past, but into a mystery we still can't fully understand? That's exactly what Maeshowe is, a silent structure that has been standing for over 5,000 years, watching time pass, hiding secrets in plain sight. From the outside, Maeshowe doesn't look like anything special. It's just a smooth green mound sitting quietly in the open land of Orkney. No tall walls, no dramatic ruins, nothing that immediately tells you how important it is. But that's the strange part. Something so simple on the outside holds one of the most carefully designed spaces from the ancient world. As you walk toward it, the wind is almost always present. Orkney is known for its strong winds, and they seem to add to the feeling that this place is alive in some way. There's a narrow entrance, low and tight. You have to bend slightly to go inside. And the moment you step in, everything changes. The noise from outside fades. The air feels cooler, still, almost heavy. You begin walking through a long, straight passage made of massive stones. These stones are not randomly placed. They are cut and fitted together with incredible precision. No gaps, no loose edges. Even today, modern builders would respect this kind of work. And remember, this was done thousands of years ago, without machines, without metal tools. The passage is dark, except for a small amount of light from the entrance behind you. And as you move forward, that light slowly disappears. It feels like you are leaving the present behind and stepping into something much older, something unknown. Then suddenly, the passage opens into a central chamber. It's not very large, but it feels powerful. The walls rise up around you, built from huge stone slabs. There are small side chambers carved into the walls, like hidden spaces. Some believe these were used to place the dead. Others think they had a deeper meaning, maybe symbolic, maybe spiritual. And this is where the biggest mystery begins. Maeshowe is perfectly aligned with the sun. Every year, during the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, the setting sun sends a beam of light directly through the narrow entrance passage. That light travels all the way into the central chamber, lighting it up for a few brief minutes. Think about that. The builders knew exactly where the sun would be at a specific time of year. They designed the entire structure around this moment. This is not luck. This is planning. This is knowledge. But how did they know? They had no telescopes, no written records, no modern science. Yet somehow, they understood the movement of the sun so well that they could create this perfect alignment. Even today, it works with stunning accuracy. So the question is, why? Why go through so much effort just for a few minutes of sunlight once a year? Some believe it was a ritual, a way to mark an important time, Maybe the turning point of winter, when days slowly begin to get longer again. It could have been a symbol of hope, of light returning after darkness. Others think it had something to do with death, that the light reaching the chamber was meant to guide spirits or connect the living with those who had passed on. But there is no clear answer, and that's what makes Maeshowe so fascinating. It doesn't tell you its purpose, it just exists, quietly, waiting for you to ask questions. Now, here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Thousands of years after it was built, Maeshowe was no longer sealed. At some point, Norse explorers, Vikings, found their way inside. We don't know exactly how they entered, but they did. And they left something behind that still remains today. Carvings, runes etched into the stone walls. These Viking runes are one of the largest collections found in a single place, and they are not just simple markings. Some tell stories, some mention treasure. Some are surprisingly casual, even humorous, like messages left behind by people who were just passing through. Imagine that moment. Ancient Vikings standing inside a structure already thousands of years old, carving their thoughts into its walls. For them, Maeshowe must have felt just as mysterious as it does to us today. So now, Maeshowe holds two layers of history. The unknown builders who created it, and the Vikings who later explored it. Two completely different times, connected by one place. But even with all this, many things still don't make sense. How did people move such large stones into position? Some of these stones are extremely heavy, without wheels, without metal tools. How did they do it? How did they measure the alignment so accurately? And maybe the biggest question, what did this place truly mean to them? Was it a tomb? A temple? A calendar? Or something we don't even have a word for yet? Now let's talk about the present condition of Maeshowe. Today, it is protected and carefully managed. Visitors are allowed inside, but only through guided tours. This is done to keep the structure safe. Too many people, too much movement could damage the delicate balance of the stones. This is one of the positive aspects. The site is respected. It is preserved for future generations. Experts monitor its condition, making sure that it does not slowly fall apart over time. The experience of visiting is also controlled, which helps maintain its atmosphere. When you go inside, it's quiet, focused, almost like stepping into a sacred space. But there are negative sides too. Because of the strict rules, not everyone can freely explore. Access is limited, and during certain times, especially the winter solstice, only a small number of people are allowed inside to witness the sunlight event. This can feel frustrating for visitors who travel long distances. Weather is another issue. Orkney's climate is harsh. Strong winds, rain, and cold temperatures constantly affect the structure. Over time, even strong stone can wear down. And then there's the deeper issue. Despite all our technology, we still don't fully understand it. We can study it, measure it, protect it, but we can't truly explain it. In my opinion, that's what makes Maeshowe special. It reminds us that human history is not fully solved. We often think we know everything because of modern science. But places like this show us that there are still gaps, still mysteries that don't fit neatly into our understanding. And maybe that's okay. Maybe Maeshowe was never meant to be fully understood. Maybe it was built to create a feeling, not just a function. A connection between people, nature, and time. Something that goes beyond simple explanation. When you stand inside that chamber, surrounded by stone, in complete silence, you don't just think, you feel. You feel how small you are compared to time. You feel how powerful human creativity has always been. And you realize that even 5,000 years ago, people were not so different from us. They looked at the sky, they wondered about life and death, and they tried to create something meaningful. Today, Maeshowe still stands strong in Orkney, protected but exposed to nature. It continues to attract visitors from around the world, especially during the winter solstice, when its ancient alignment with the sun still works perfectly. Access is controlled to prevent damage, and preservation efforts are ongoing. Despite weather challenges and limited entry, the site remains one of the best preserved prehistoric structures, quiet, powerful, and still holding on to its secrets. Skara Brae. What if you could walk into a house built 5,000 years ago and still see the bed, the shelves, even the layout almost exactly as it was? Not ruins, not broken walls, but a real home, frozen in time. That's the mystery of Skara Brae, hidden for centuries on the remote islands of Orkney. At first, it doesn't look dramatic. No tall towers, no giant monuments, just low stone structures close to the ground, almost blending into the land. But the moment you step closer, something feels different. This is not just an old site. This is a village. And not just any village, one that existed before the Egyptian pyramids. Skara Brae was not discovered by archaeologists. It was revealed by nature. In the year 1850, a powerful storm hit the Orkney coast. Strong winds and waves tore away layers of earth and sand. When the storm settled, something unexpected was exposed. Stone walls, rooms and passageways that had been buried for thousands of years. It was like the past suddenly opened a door. As people began to explore the site, they realized how special it was. This was not a random collection of ruins. It was a complete settlement, with houses connected to each other by narrow, covered passages. Even today, you can walk through these paths and imagine how people once moved from one home to another, protected from the harsh weather outside. Because weather here is no joke. The islands of Orkney are known for strong winds, cold air, and sudden changes. Living here, even today, is not easy. So imagine what it must have been like thousands of years ago. And yet, the people of Skara Brae didn't just survive. They built something smart. Each house in Skara Brae follows a similar design. As you enter, the first thing you notice is a large stone structure directly in front of you. It looks like a dresser or a display shelf. This is one of the most interesting features. Why place it right at the entrance? Some believe it held important objects, things meant to be seen immediately, maybe symbols of identity or status. But no one knows for sure. To the sides, you'll find stone beds.
Yes, beds made completely from stone. They even had areas that might have been used for storing belongings.
Everything is built using stone slabs, carefully shaped and fitted together. There is no wood, no metal, just stone. And yet, it works. Another surprising detail is the presence of what looks like a drainage system. Small channels run through parts of the village, possibly used to carry away waste. If this is true, it means the people of Skara Brae had a basic form of sanitation, something many later civilizations struggled with. This tells us something important. These were not primitive people. They were organized, thoughtful, skilled. But then comes the biggest question of all. Who were they?
We don't have written records from them. No names, no stories, no clear explanation of their daily lives. Everything we know comes from what they left behind, the layout of their homes, the tools found inside, the structure of the village. And from that, we try to build a picture. It seems like this was a close community. The houses are almost identical in size and design. There is no clear sign of a large building for a leader or ruler. This suggests that people may have lived equally, without a strong hierarchy. But again, we can't be sure. Now here's where the mystery deepens. Why was Skara Brae abandoned? There are no signs of battle, no weapons scattered around, no evidence of destruction by fire. The village does not look like it was attacked. It looks empty. Some objects were left behind, as if people didn't take everything with them. It feels sudden, quiet, unexplained. One theory is that a massive storm forced the people to leave. Just like the storm that later revealed the village, perhaps an earlier storm made it impossible to stay. Rising sea levels could have pushed the coastline closer, making the area unsafe. Another idea is climate change. Maybe the environment slowly became harsher, colder temperatures, stronger winds, less food. Over time, people might have decided to move somewhere more livable, but there is no final answer. And that silence leaves space for imagination. Did they leave peacefully, planning to return but never did? Or was there a sudden event that forced them out quickly? Did they migrate together, or did they disappear in smaller groups over time? We don't know. And maybe that's why Skara Brae feels so powerful. It doesn't just show us history, it makes us feel the absence of it. Now, imagine walking through one of those houses today. You see the stone bed. You look at the dresser. You stand in a space where someone once lived, slept, ate, and thought about their life. It's quiet. The walls don't speak, but they hold something human. It reminds you that these people were not so different from us. They had routines, families, concerns. They built homes, not just shelters. They created a sense of place. And somehow, that place survived. Now let's talk about the present condition of Skara Brae. Today, it is one of the best preserved prehistoric villages in the world. It is protected and carefully managed as part of a World Heritage Area. Visitors from all over the world come to see it, to walk along its paths, and to experience something truly ancient. This is one of the biggest positives. The site is maintained with care. There are pathways to guide visitors, and some areas are protected to prevent damage. Experts continue to study it, learning more about how people lived thousands of years ago. It is also an important educational site, helping us understand early human life in a very real way. But now the secret pain comes from the words of humans and science. The test is well. Skara Brae is located right near the coast, and over time, the sea is getting closer. Coastal erosion is a serious issue. Strong winds and storms continue to hit the area, slowly wearing down the land. Climate change is making these effects stronger, raising concerns about the long-term safety of the site. Another issue is tourism. While visitors are important for awareness and support, too many people can cause damage. Even simple things like footsteps, touching surfaces, or just being present in large numbers can affect such an old and delicate structure. That's why access is sometimes limited. Some people feel disappointed that they cannot walk freely inside every part of the village, but that restriction is necessary to keep it safe. In my opinion, Skara Brae is more than just an archaeological site. It's a reminder that even thousands of years ago, people built lives that mattered. They created homes with care, designed spaces with purpose, and lived in ways that still make sense to us today. And at the same time, it reminds us how fragile everything is. A storm can bury a village, time can erase a culture, and even the strongest stone can slowly wear away. That's why places like Skara Brae are so important, not just to study, but to protect. Because once they're gone, we don't just lose structures, we lose stories, we never got to fully understand. Today, Skara Brae continues to stand on the edge of the Orkney coast, carefully preserved, but constantly facing the forces of nature. Protective measures are in place to slow down erosion, and visitor access is managed to reduce damage. Despite these efforts, the site remains vulnerable to climate change and coastal wear. Still, it remains one of the most complete windows into ancient life. Quiet, powerful, and still holding on to its unanswered questions.